Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together with your hosts, Devil Dog Devin, Devin Alexander, and Leah Gutierrez.
There you go. Very nice.
I say your last name better than you say your last name.
I cannot roll my R's.
Yeah, that's terrible. How are you going to have a name that you can't even say?
I took it from him.
You took it like he doesn't even get to keep it?
No.
Wow. So that goes back to one of those things in marriage. What's
his is mine and what's mine is mine?
Yeah. Wow. Man.
Across the border.
That's terrible.
No. He's a great guy. But no, I cannot say his name.
Gosh. Your name,
okay.
you mean?
My name, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow. Well,
anyway.
Hey, thank you, Leah, for being here today.
Absolutely.
I'm bumping this microphone. I'm not used to the new setup yet.
No.
It's a little weird. I'm trying not to bend over and do all the things.
Like, relaxed.
Yeah. Oh.
Just sit. There you go. Just sit like this.
They tell me to sit relaxed, but
it's hard to sit relaxed when you're like confined.
I sit straight up, like I've got good posture, and now I'm being punished for it.
Oh no.
Yeah,
it's like you're a little confined in this.
I know, right?
It's all right.
About that. I think all of us have good posture here today.
I think that's like ingrained.
From being in the military. Yeah. The real military, the Army and the Marine Corps. Mostly the Marine Corps. But we're just joking. If you're in the Air Force or the Navy, there's military-esque type things there as well.
Yes, but I think the Army and the Marines are so kind of close, like both got kind of infantry type.
Yeah.
So we're like more apt to like.
There's more discipline.
Yeah.
Who is that? Did you hear a voice?
I did hear a voice.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of people who can roll their R's, Othoniel Cruz is joining us today.
Nice.
You want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me today.
Absolutely.
Man, thanks for being here. Othoniel is an Army veteran, staff sergeant, right?
Yep. Retired staff sergeant.
No, no kidding. So, Othoniel, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, where are you from?
Born and raised in Puerto Rico, in San Germán, Puerto Rico, in a very small town surrounded by mountains and sugarcane fields and rivers in the middle of nowhere.
Sounds beautiful, though.
Oh, it is pretty beautiful.
Yeah.
I got some pictures I could show you. You'd be like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
But after experiencing the world, I can say I'm born and raised on a
paradise.
Yeah,
paradise, a little fairy tale paradise place.
Absolutely. So I got the opportunity to go there. I think it was last year for Memorial Day for a celebration we were doing down there.
That's awesome.
Purple Heart Homes is doing a lot of projects. As a matter of fact,
we have a chapter there.
Yeah, we have a chapter there. We've got one of our representatives, Lamar Alston. I think he's out on mission right now to Puerto Rico.
If you guys need help going to Puerto Rico, let me know. I'll be your guys' translator.
We'll send you down there to help translate and all that good stuff. Yeah,
they're doing a lot of great work.
Take you guys to a bunch of different places. Meet, people from the VFW that my mom belongs to.
Well, and we're working. Did you say that your mom belongs to?
Yeah, because of my father.
That's right. So tell us a little bit about that. You said your father was.
My dad was a Korean War and a Vietnam War.
Wow.
He was a bad old dude. I'm going to lie. He was a bad old dude. He passed away when I was 4, shortly after I turned 4. By the time he passed away, he had no legs. He was suffering from heart problems, and he died from both kidney failure and a heart attack at the same time.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Was he able to take advantage of the VA medical care in Puerto Rico? Or?
He did. I actually, last year, I took my wife for the first time to Puerto Rico. She fell in love with the place.
That's beautiful.
No joke. And I took her for her birthday. Her birthday, my mom's birthday, are a day apart, and I wanted them to celebrate it together.
Yeah.
So we went there for I don't know, like 7 days, and I actually got my dad's VA card. Really strange how it was back on those days. The VA card
look a little different than these days.
Nowadays, it really is. I have it at home.
Would they use a typewriter for that thing? No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like I know my first dependent ID when my dad was in the Air Force was done. They rolled it in there and did it on a typewriter and then laminated it.
Yeah.
Wow. So your dad was in the Army, right?
Army as well.
Right. So is that why you decided to ultimately join?
I always wanted to join the Army, but before the Army, I went to college. I became an embalmer.
Wait, are you saying that you can not only take them out, but embalm them afterwards?
I could embalm them and bury them as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a dangerous man, folks. Do not make Cruz mad. Not only will he take you out, but he's going to take care of the problem afterwards. He's got all the cleanup.
I could make it disappear. No trace could be.
Oh man.
I'm saying.
So you went from embalming to going into the Army. What was that transition for?
Why was the transition?
Yeah, what made you decide not to?
Shortly after 9/11,
Okay.
our country went into war, and I don't know, in the back of my head, something was like, yep, it's about time.
Wow.
So I joined the Army.
So most people know where they were when 9/11 happened. If you were alive during that time, I know some of our listeners or people watching on social media may not even be old enough to remember that. But
Yeah.
but where were you? Do you remember that?
Yeah. I was in my apartment. I was getting up to go to work. I come out of the shower, and I always I get up, coffee was getting made, and I always turn on the TV. And I come out of the shower and I hear, the news, the background, like something's going on and this and that. And I come in the bedroom and I'm like, it's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us had that same reaction. Like,
is this real?
Is this real? Mm-hmm.
And
then the second one hit right there on live TV.
On live TV.
Yeah.
And to this day, I don't know if you can say it, to this day, I get goosebumps because I have an older brother, an older sister from my dad's side, and my dad's previous wife before my mother. They all lived in New York, and I got cousins and family there.
Wow.
And it was surreal.
Mm-hmm.
It was.
I think it was that way for so many of us, and for you to join because you felt that calling. That's tremendous. I was already in, but for those of you who joined because of 9/11, that's something else.
I was all in. Want to hear something funny?
Well, let's hear something funny right after this break. We got to pay for the with advertisements. You've been listening to Putting the Pieces Back Together.
And welcome back. We are here with Cruz, which I probably did not say your name right because I cannot pronounce my R's.
But you can't pronounce Cruz?
I can't roll my R's.
What about
Cruz?
I mean,
I did it.
Yeah, you did it.
I did. Cruz.
Oh.
Cruz.
Anyway, we're here with Army veteran Cruz.
You're struggling with that, Leah.
Am.
What is going on here?
I don't know.
Well, right before the break, Cruz was telling us, he was talking about what caused him to join the Army. And I think you were getting ready to start on a little story there, but I had to stop to pay for the show.
No, it's all good. It's all good. So, after 9/11, I stayed at work for a while, but once things boiled up in the Middle East, I wanted to join, and I went, talked to a recruiter. I had to lie to my mom.
You had to lie to your mom.
I
think we all had.
I was already, when I joined, I think I was 21 or 22. You know, I
you were, I mean,
I was a
she
grown
couldn't
man.
stop you. Yeah,
I know.
I was a
she
grown
was
man.
her baby.
But I'm her only son.
Yeah.
And my dad was in the Army. And for the experience of her seeing my dad, how fast he went down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? After he was out of the military. And I think she was, traumatized for it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
She didn't want me to join, of course. I told her, I'll be safe. I promise. I'm joining.
You're going to be a typewriter or something, right?
I was an S1 clerk.
You really said that. Oh,
I promise you. I promise you.
He was a human resource specialist.
I was an S1 clerk. Yeah. That's all she knew.
Oh, I see. And what did you actually join to do?
11 Bravo, like my father.
And for those who are uninitiated, 11 Bravo in the Army, that is infantry.
11 bang,
An
bang.
infantryman, 11 bam bam.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the Marine Corps, that's 0311. That's the guy that goes directly into the combat. So, man, you really did lie to your mama.
Yeah.
Do you not feel a little bad about that?
Oh, I did.
You want to apologize to her, now? You want to
Mom, if you, by any chance, if you listen to this, disculpa, mamá. Perdóname por haberte mentido. Te amo, bella.
I'd get Leah to translate that for us, but
go ahead.
Mom, I'm sorry. I lied to you. I will never lie again.
Yeah.
Hey, that was really good. Your husband be proud.
Oh, man, that's amazing. Wow. She called my bluff. Did you see how quick that turned on me?
That was pretty good.
Well, that burned, Leah. Oh, man.
But before we went on break, before we started, you were talking about a story of when you joined as a private, and it was very interesting.
Yes.
How your story started, because I don't think many people obviously know when you're coming from another country and join our military.
Which Puerto Rico isn't another country; it's a territory. Of the US.
Yeah, but nonetheless,
we're speaking
we're
fluent
raised
English.
Exactly. As we go through school, English is taught from first grade all the way through high school. But
it's not what you speak at home.
It's not what we speak at home. It's not what I speak when I'm playing basketball or baseball since I was a little kid with my friends. It's not what we speak. We speak
you're mostly
Spanish.
talking smack there.
Huh?
I said, you're mostly talking smack there.
Yeah. Well, when I joined, I left Puerto Rico. And honestly, I was kind of confused at the beginning because I joined as an infantryman, and as far as I knew, I was going to go to basic training in Fort Benning, Georgia, Well, MEPS had another, I didn't pass the English test they gave me.
Oh, wow.
With a high enough score.
Really?
Yeah, in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And my in-process was in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I was there for 2 weeks, which I was confused as hell when I landed there. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I bet.
Because I know how to say hello on the phone because I've seen it on TV. But that was about it.
And you would have asked somebody what was going on, but you didn't speak very good English.
Exactly. I was there for 2 weeks. I did my in-process. I got a bunch of shots. I got my uniforms, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. Then from there, they shipped me out to Lackland Air Force Base. And at Lackland Air Force Base, the U.S. has the Defense Language Institute.
No kidding.
And when I got there, thankfully, all the drill sergeants there, well, not all of them, but 95% of the drill sergeants spoke Spanish and English to guide us, to help us.
Oh, wow.
You know
that's
what I mean?
awesome.
Well, being in Texas, there's a lot of Spanish-speaking people, too, in Texas. So.
Yeah, and it was a really good experience, but at the same time, it was weird because we saw soldiers from, off the top of my head, at least 20 different militaries from around the world.
20 different. So what's a few of them?
I even saw soldiers from North Korea.
You saw soldiers from North Korea.
And I realized there were soldiers from North Korea because South Korea was my first duty station. We did vigil and guard at the DMZ.
Holy smokes.
And no joke, when I realized that was the uniform they were, and they were the enemy, I questioned so much in my mind.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's got to be a bit surreal there.
It was.
To see who's supposed to be our enemy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we all have to be able to communicate somehow, some way. And
Exactly.
I know that we have these programs so that folks from other countries and us can all come together. I mean, if you can't talk about your differences, then you're never going to accomplish anything, first
Amen
of all.
to that.
And secondly, really, that's if you've drawn a line in the sand, if you
Yeah, for real. Don't cross it.
you got to be able to tell them where that line is, right?
Yeah, true that. I saw soldiers from Russia there, from North Korea, from, God, I think Egypt, Israel.
So wow, all
so
these
many countries, and we were not allowed to talk to them. And their section of classrooms were sort of sectioned off. We walked by each other when
But
we were.
you weren't integrated, like you weren't in class with the Russian guys or the Korean fellows.
None of us were. They had their own classrooms.
What about other Spanish speaking countries? Did you see any folks from there?
Spain was there. I believe there were some soldiers from the Philippines at the time.
Did they integrate y'all with the Spanish? No.
So everyone that was there from the U.S. Army itself, we had our own unit per se, and everyone else had their own barracks, their own in the same per se college
Compound.
Right.
where all the classrooms were. They had their own specific classrooms. We had ours.
That is so cool.
That is really cool. I don't think a lot of people know about that. I didn't even know
I
that.
didn't know
I've been
this.
in 27 years and did not know.
I did know this because I've talked to Cruz before, but I know it from talking to Cruz. And so I'd looked this up and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a real thing.
It is. It truly is.
And
even in my first duty station, I asked my very first squad leader, Sergeant Johnson, do you know that? And I explained in everything. He's like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I was like, no, not at all. I'm being real.
This is so weird to me because I went to Marine Corps boot camp with a guy whose last name was Batista, like the wrestler.
Yeah, like the wrestler.
Right. And Batista, he was a beast. I mean, he could have been a wrestler himself. That guy he was huge. He did not speak a lick of English, but his cousin went with him on the buddy program.
Oh,
and so
gotcha.
basically his cousin would translate everything.
I guess the Marines don't have to have a high enough level of English.
Oh,
Which is probably what happened.
oh, is that what it is?
They probably just gave you crayons and just stay in the lines. If you can stay in the lines when you color, you can go in the
Don't
Marines.
eat them.
Man, throwing shade.
Do not eat them.
You are in the middle of two Army veterans, so I mean.
Oh man, I thought I was going to get a break from today since John wasn't on here.
Oh,
but you're
She's
throwing
picking up
shade.
the slack.
Yeah.
Probably John told her, hey, make
Don't
sure.
you help her? You're a guest. What are you doing here, man?
Oh, what are you doing?
So, with being in that linguist training, did they treat you like basic recruits, or was it the same as being in boot camp?
Oh, we woke up 5 o'clock. Everybody was up. 6 o'clock, we were doing PT. Formation. PT at 6 o'clock, 6 to 7:30. PT. Go to bathroom,
very big schedule.
go to bathroom, shower, shave.
The same stuff you would do in every day in boot camp.
Yeah.
Right?
The same thing.
So did that count towards your boot camp time? Or they're like, no. So
no.
you just got how many more weeks was that?
But be honest with you, that for me was, so some people are there until they pass the specific test you're supposed to pass, which is a written and a
spoken test.
A spoken test and a written test.
Right, because you have to be able to read the instructions. Like all the manuals in the military are written in English.
So
we can't have it's hard enough to carry, one stack of books out into the field. We don't need 30 of them.
You know, one
we get
cool
about
thing
30 seconds left, by the way.
On our unit, in that, while I was there, on our unit, we had people from Syria, Morocco, we had people from Iraq, and they became linguists. They were already in the army. They became linguists, which was incredible. It really was. I met a bunch of people from a bunch of countries,
That is awesome. And man, I really appreciate you sharing that story with us today, because it's enlightening our audience. And that's what the show is all about.
Yeah.
Getting people to know things that maybe they didn't know about the military.
Yeah.
And we're going to hear a few more of your stories when we come right back.
And welcome back. We are still here with Cruz. Did I do okay on that one? I was trying to be a little more excited.
I'm watching your facial expressions like you said.
See, that's the problem. My words might not say it, but my face always says it.
While the people on social media, they can see your face.
I know. But sorry.
Well, it's better than looking at me,
That's true. That is true.
But the people on the radio, they cannot see your facial expressions.
Well, it is quite comical, I can tell you that.
As a matter of fact, if you haven't, it is comical. You should go and check that out if you aren't listening to us on one of those platforms.
We would love to have more than 10 people.
Yeah, Facebook, YouTube, X, wherever you get your video podcasts.
That's right.
Yeah, and you can also, while you're doing that, you're going to be on the interwebs. Visit phhusa.org, where that's our website, because this show is sponsored by Purple Heart Homes, where every day we're assisting veterans with housing needs, primarily critical home repairs, just like
our guest.
Our guest, right?
I'm a beneficiary from that.
That's right. So Cruz, we'll get back to your military service here in just a moment, but one of the reasons we asked you to come on today was that you applied and received a project
from you guys, and
from Purple Heart Homes.
I'll be honest with you, it was my house. A few years after we were able to purchase our home, one day we came to our house. At the time, it was just my wife, our two little ones, and myself. My two oldest were still in the Philippines with their mom. That's a story for another day.
We always have those. We have those.
But
bonus content.
I don't remember. Leah, at the time, she's walking towards her bedroom, and she screams.
Leah is your daughter?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I got 4 daughters.
How old was Leah at this time?
At this time, oh God.
Like rough age.
She's about 12, 13 maybe.
All right.
Somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
12. And I run and I'm like, what's going on, baby? She's like, there's a snake in the hallway.
Oh my gosh. I would have died.
There was a 4-foot black snake in our hallway.
I'm like getting chills.
I like black snakes, but
but
you don't want them in your house.
No, that thing was big. Like, I was like, oh,
holy
crap.
smokes.
I grabbed it, I put it outside and whatnot.
So the snake was actually crawling down the hallway.
Down the hallway, like coming out of one of the bedrooms.
And how did this happen?
A day after, because that was in the evening, both girls slept in the living room that night. They did not want it to be on their bedroom.
Not on my watch.
They were terrified.
I mean, if there was a snake crawling down my hallway, I would be a little nervous about that too.
The day after, I went into the crawl space, and when I opened the crawl space, there was in some spots, maybe about 1.5 inches. In some spots, there was about 4.5, 5 inches of water stagnant everywhere, the entire crawl space.
Oh, wow. So basically, the whole thing has some water in there.
Yeah,
it's flooded.
The entire thing had water in it.
So 1 to 5 inches. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be fun. So I get down there with my hand lamp and flashlight in my hand to illuminate the thing. And I turn on, there's 2 little light bulbs, but it's a big crawl space.
Absolutely.
I found there was mold on the subfloors, right towards the center of the house. There was mold growing on the joists, the floor joists, the 2x6s or 2x8, whatever the hell.
Right. Yeah. So there's mold all in there.
There's water everywhere.
Water.
And I found 12 baseball-sized holes on the entire ductwork of our AC system. This is November, mind you. This is November.
So, and it was not like this November where it's nice and warm. It was a chilly November,
right? No, it was
right?
chilly. Like it was a chilly November.
So there were holes. So this is like probably from rodents trying to escape the water or something.
And escape the snakes.
Yeah.
So
and the snakes came chasing them.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna lie, I
probably freaked out a little bit.
Yeah, I did. And to top it off, about I want to say 8, maybe 9 days after I found all that, our heat pump just died.
Oh my gosh!
So I have 2 kids.
So how did you know to contact us? Like, how did you?
Okay. So I contact. First of all, my wife and I sat down, and there was no possible way without taking like a massive personal loan to fix those things,
right?
Or refinancing the house, and we had just bought the house, so that was we couldn't take money out. You know what I mean? We didn't have money saved,
right? So
we ain't. You know,
I know it's a struggle these days to save money. I mean, it really is.
It is honestly,
and your crawl space is flooded. You've got holes in the ductwork. The heat pump just died, and you don't have any money in savings, and so you're looking at this. And so, what happens then? I mean, what do you just search the internet or?
No. I contact a bunch of places first of all, and I don't want to go on names specific because I don't think it's right. Mm-hmm. But I was very disappointed that they pride themselves on helping warriors, but they don't. When push comes to shove, they really don't, and I'm sorry.
Not all organizations do things the same way we do, and I don't want to disparage any of them, but we specialize in these housing needs, and we try to be as proactive as we can. So, so you went through a few of them, and
I actually was listening to music one morning, and I like Woody and Wilco's show.
Oh yeah, those guys are great.
Yes.
I love those guys. They're funny as hell.
Yes,
you know?
They are.
And I was like, you know what? I heard them talking about you guys, but I didn't know you guys were so close to my house. First of all, mm-hmm. I've never heard about the Purple Heart Homes. So I sent them an email on what was going on with me. And
really?
Yeah. And one of them, I still have the email in my Gmail somewhere. They replied to me and they sent me your guys, the entire info. If it wasn't for them or listening to them, I didn't know. And when they sent me your guys' address, phone number, and all that, I was like, oh,
that's
wait
amazing.
a second. They're right down the road.
Wow.
But I was afraid. I waited for I ain't gonna lie, I waited probably 4 or 5 days. I showed to my wife. She said, well, contact them. Baby, we need help. If we do we sat down, and if we did any of the loans or we would have done it ourselves, we would have to end up selling the house because there was no way we would be able to afford a loan to fix this.
Yeah.
And to fix the problems in the house and keep paying on the house.
So your choices were take out a loan, fix it, and then sell the house.
Sell the house.
Or somebody please help us.
Yeah, basically.
And so you found out from us by Woody and Wilcox show, which, by the way, shout out to those guys, Woody, Wilcox, Chelsea. Thank y'all for supporting us over the years.
Yeah,
they are just phenomenal people.
Chelsea's the funny one there.
Oh, she absolutely.
You're always the funny one on the show. Comic relief.
I contact you guys and I was in disbelief when, after going back and forth and then the paperwork, necessary paperwork and explaining, what was going on to you guys, I really didn't believe it was going to happen. You know what I mean? And then John and Brad show up to my house one day, and
they physically
Like, "We're
came to your
here."
house.
they both physically
That's
came to my
awesome.
house, and I broke down. Like shortly after they left, my wife and I were sitting in the steps on the front door, and I was just
That's what it's all
I broke
about.
down, man.
That is what it's all about.
Wow.
You know, there's so many, and to be honest with you, I would have never reached out if I didn't have kids.
My gosh. Hey, we're gonna have to.
If it wasn't for my kids,
We're gonna have to put a pin in it right there. This is an amazing story, and if you want to hear the rest of this story, catch us back right after this message. Welcome back to Putting the Pieces Back Together. We are so excited to have our guest Cruz here on here today. I can't talk. What is that? What,
I got you flustered.
yeah, you did. What were you saying just a moment ago? Messages. Yeah,
Like you
apparently
stuttered at the end
Did
of
I
that.
stutter?
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's
that's
comical.
way to make fun of my speech impediment.
This is great.
I'm so thankful that that John isn't here to hear all these things that you're saying. I mean, that just gives him more ammunition.
It does.
Next time,
John, this was a good idea.
it was not. And the set is attacking us. If you heard that in the microphones at home, things are falling down all around us. Cats and dogs are living together. It's terrible. It's chaos. And so for you watching on social media, you may notice like a little that was that's where Joe's like, no, I gotta fix it. I'm like, don't worry about fixing it.
No, it'd
we're
be fine.
Yeah,
It's all good.
It's great. Yeah, our
And then we
set's
got I
falling
told
down.
you so.
Our logos disappeared. I'm just thankful no one was hit.
Speaking of thanks,
That's right. So it is the season of thankfulness and of giving. And, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all of those holidays are happening. We need to remember that there's those folks that were affected, like by Hurricane Helene, Western Carolina, where those people are going to be feeling that impact for years to
for
come.
years.
And
generations.
Absolutely. And we need to be thankful for what we have.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing the stories coming out of that area and the gratitude that these people have for just
absolutely.
simple things. For basically, to all of our listeners, thank you for responding and helping out those folks.
We had a huge turnout.
Absolutely. We've had so many people giving gifts and supplies and supporting when we did the barbecue chicken. That raised $21,000, went straight to feeding families out there.
That is fantastic.
Absolutely. But the long-term need is going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so most people don't realize this, but basically, I think it's 2/3 of the country's veterans live from like Virginia to Texas and that area.
Southeast.
Yeah,
portion,
and so North Carolina's like the 5th highest populated, and most of the people are in that area. So we're going to be focusing on the long-term care.
Yes.
And if you want to help out, not just the veterans in Western Carolina, but veterans all over the U.S. We've been in 46 states in Puerto Rico, and we just want to help them wherever they are. It is the season of giving. If you're looking for that end-of-year tax write-off or you just want to give a gift, keep us in mind, phhusa.org. We'd love to have your support so we can continue helping more veterans, just like our guest today,
myself.
Cruz. Yes.
Like myself.
So, Cruz, you were just talking right before the break about...
I got to interject real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I help with the tiny homes
Yeah.
that goes to veterans. And so I never get to see the veterans that these homes go to. So to sit in your presence and to hear your story on how our organization helped you is like giving me chills. I mean, I've been here about a year, and I mean, of course, I've seen everything that we have done, but to be able to actually hear it firsthand is truly humbling. Like it's
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys something. No joke. We really thought we were going to lose the house. And like I said before, the only reason I reached out to anyone, not just you guys, but to anyone, was was because of my kids. Seeing them, I had to have space heaters on their bedroom or in the living room because they didn't want to sleep in the bedroom.
Yeah.
And we had no heater. Knowing my little girl suffered with eczema, and at the time, I think it was because of the mold that was growing down there. She's allergic to a bunch of stuff. The eczema had gotten so bad she almost lost her eyelids.
Oh my God!
Both eyelids were. I mean, it was horrifying. To this day, when I see those pictures, Google gives you that like flashback. Like, look at those reminders. I tear up knowing that my little girl went through that, and I was help. I couldn't help her. What I mean, I was doing everything possible when it came to medical, but that was another big.
It was the environment she was living in.
Yeah, it was bad. By the time when our AC, what you call it, AC system, ductwork, everything got replaced.
Your HVAC system.
The HVAC system got completely done, and the encapsulation got done, and the mold got remediated and all that by the company. I mean, they were like, that mold had to be there for at least 6 months, 8 months. Like, it was everywhere down there. And I know for a fact that affected her. And
Absolutely. So you really did this for your family. It's funny to me when I talk to veterans that we've helped, so many of them don't reach out because of themselves. It's often because their family is suffering. And
I slept on snow. I could sleep anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I slept on rocks.
This guy went to Afghanistan and Iraq.
I'm telling you, some of my best naps were literally on the gravel with the Kevlar as your pillow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But seeing his kids, seeing your kids, that's what really did it for you. And you served your country. Your family shouldn't have to live like that. So thank you for reaching out and
thank you guys for the help you guys gave us. Because again, if it wasn't because you guys were there for us, we most likely would have lost the house that we bought and our dream home. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's not a mansion. It's a small house. But I got 2 acres of land. I shoot my guns there. I have my chickens. I got a creek on the back. Everything I want is there. That's home. Not just a house, it's home.
And you were able to keep that because
of you guys.
Well, thank you. And it wasn't just us. I want to put out there that one of the things that we do at Purple Heart Homes is we don't just take care of things ourselves. We work with the greater community.
Partner with a lot of companies.
Absolutely. In your particular case, we got with Simplify for America
America's Fund, yeah.
They're a great organization, and we've worked with them a lot. And they came in. We took care of the HVAC, but they helped you with the foundation so that water didn't reappear, right?
Yeah. They paved. I mean, the company that they got with to do the encapsulation, they did a French drain, sump pump, encapsulation. I mean, I could go into my crawl space and it's just nice and clean, no water staggered. The wood is nice and dry now. There's a dehumidifier down there. I mean, all of those things, to be honest, we could have not afforded whatsoever. We would have done it, and then we would have to sell the house. We couldn't afford it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you guys and them, for you guys reaching out to them and then be like, yeah, we'll help them. I mean, I don't know where we were right now. We would be probably renting somewhere. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because
that's one of those things that the dignity of being able to remain in your own home.
And that's what I love about Purple Heart Homes is that we do strive very hard to keep the veteran in their own home.
Absolutely. So we talk about the tiny home program all the time. Like that's what you're doing over there with the tiny home program.
Yeah,
Leah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. But
this is amazing.
That is not the biggest program that we have. The biggest program is doing things like what we did.
Which is how we started.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Doing HVAC systems, roofs, ADA bathrooms, windows and doors. I think that wheelchair ramps, those are our biggest requests. And so we're so happy we're able to do things like that.
Oh, and believe me, all the veterans that you guys have helped are thankful.
I do.
When we went down to Florida to do the commercial recording, I met those vets that you guys have helped as well, and it's just if there was a connection there because of you guys.
So frame that up for us a little bit. You went to Florida to do a commercial with Military Makeover. Is that right?
Yes. We went and there was 6 of us, I believe it was, or 5 of us. And one of them was a Korean War vet, Mr. Ben. That you guys did his bathroom and something else at his house in Arizona. And I mean, just for me to have a chance to meet him and every single other vet that was there that you guys has helped. And it was a surreal experience, you know what I mean? And it was like, man, these guys really, you guys really help us. You guys really put your money where your mouth is, or however that saying goes. I'm Puerto Rican, I'm sorry.
No, I think that's right.
That's good for our donors to know that every dollar that they bring in, that they send in, every dollar goes to a veteran.
It goes to help us, to help vets in needs. And like you said, you guys been in 46 states plus Puerto Rico or something like that?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, that's...
the reason we haven't been in all 50 is it's really hard to find a veteran to help in North Dakota. I got to tell you.
Why not? That's where I'm from.
Is
North
it really?
Dakota. I could probably find someone.
Well, we want to help veterans wherever the need is. We're not just trying to mark
Idaho
off the
other
states.
one?
I don't know. Well, did they not teach you to count in the Army? There's more than 48
I know. I was
states.
like, Idaho. Was that one we haven't been to?
Oh my God.
Well, so we've only got about 30 seconds left. Do you have anything that you want to add real quick?
Honestly, yeah. Thank you guys for all you guys do.
Thank you.
Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I know my wife and kids are very thankful.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you, Cruz, for being here today. And man, it was so great to have you. You've been a great guest. Hey,
Wonderful.
there's going to be some bonus content. Stick around. You've been listening to Putting Peace Back Down.